is 1879, but it is a history not our own. The guns of the Civil War are silent thanks to an uneasy ceasefire between the forces of the North and South. The Great Quake of '68 sundered the California coast, revealing the superfuel called ghost rock. This in turn powered an age of new science, driving men mad with ambition and something else altogether. The United States is divided into 6 nations in a constant state of conflict. Meanwhile, malevolent and sinister forces work from an unfathomable realm to twist the wills of men to their vile machinations. But one thing remains the same. You live by the gun, you die by the gun. Greetings and salutations. This is our Wednesday Deadlands Reloaded show featuring me, the Marshal, Will Thompson, tonight and every night, and the assorted cast before you, Leroy Sands video representation as per usual, but here in both voice and spirit. But we're doing something a little different tonight, and I'm the only person here that knows what's going on at all. Right? I have not braced or prepared the players for this. They came in and loaded into their normal characters, and I said, back the fuck out of those, because we're doing a Christmas one-shot tonight. That's right, a Christmas-themed Deadlands episode. A little tongue-in-cheek. Not really, though. It's still super scary, right? Insidious, because it is the Deadlands. So let me set the premise for you, viewers, and the players as well. Instead of Delilah Abbott, Jeremiah Decker, Joe Doggett, and Victoria Valadez Roja, right, we have Darling, the 6-year-old orphan girl and youngest of the pack, being played by Mary, right? We have Connor, right, the reserved and quiet, older than his years, 7-year-old boy, also an orphan. I don't know if you're catching a theme here. Then we have Sean playing the eldest of the group, the mama bear, the matriarch at 9 years old, the orphan girl, Sarah. And last but not least, we have Leroy playing the precocious and troublemaker, the Bart Simpson of the crew, if you will. The 7-year-old Zeke, also an orphan. So now that we know that you all are orphans, can we guess where this evening's adventure transpires?
Six Flags.
Six Flags, that's right. You've been Channing Tatum has decided to take you guys to Six Flags because he's on one of you is dying of incurable baby cancer. And
Yeah, motherfucker, yeah.
so you're all make-a-wishing it, you know. Like, I'm not gonna tell you which one, but Hint, it's the one without any hair. But moving on.
God.
Uh,
Jeez.
hey, it's a Christmas episode. I didn't say it was going to be wholesome. I mean, if you thought that this was going to be like a wholesome Christmas experience just because there were little kids involved, right? You clearly have never watched one of my shows ever. I mean, like, kids are, I love killing children. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
things to do, so. But, tis late in the evening on December 24th, 1880. You guys are currently 2 miles north of Dodge City, Kansas. A fierce blizzard blankets the landscape in snow and ice. It's Christmas Eve at the Ho Home for Wayward Children. Fierce wind rattles the shutter as the blizzard pours snow upon the orphanage, but neither you nor the other wards of the state can sleep at all, partly due to excitement, but mostly fear. That's right, fear at the orphanage. Sure, visions of sweets and sugar plums and maybe a few toys donated by the Dodge City citizens dance in your heads, but you've all lived here at the orphanage long enough to know about its other resident. Now, Miss Howe always teases you about the sack man, right? Saying he kidnaps children at night, right? Who've been naughty, right? You need to brush your teeth and go to bed, or the sack man will come and get you, Miss Howe says. Right? And what Miss Howe doesn't know, right, is that the sack man is real. So, Matron Howe is long asleep, her snoring faintly audible through the orphanage at night. And so you, arrayed in your bunks in your dormitory, right, are lying awake on Christmas Eve, right? Tiny little scraps of children, orphan waifs in the 1880s. And you are free to creep from your beds.
Hey, Connor. Connor,
What, Zeke?
are you awake?
Obviously.
Sarah, darling?
What?
What?
Oh, Lord. Hey, it's mixed gender. Hell yeah, it is. Very progressive. Ghost rock fueled
Yes.
gender advance. Yeah.
Come on, guys. If we like lean out in the window, maybe we can like catch maybe like the slightest view of Santa Claus.
I don't know,
Facts.
Zeke. It's kind of
Zeke, no.
cold.
Are you going to the window,
tired.
Zeke?
We'll get in trouble. Miss
Yeah.
Howe. No.
Oh,
Zeke
well, who cares about her? Come on, guys.
streaks to the window in stocking feet and tears open the shutters. He flings up the sashes, and outside, though snow falls steadily, the purple-gray glow of clouds overhead grants everything the luster of midday. You know the way at night when the snow's out and you can just see forever, right? Over the wind's howl, you think you hear a voice, Zeke. A small, strident voice barking commands. Then there's a tinkling and a jingling and a faraway clatter of tiny hooves on a gabled roof. Could it be?
Guys,
Zeke, get back to bed.
You know Santa doesn't want us to like be awake when we see him, so that's why we gotta go sleep.
well, Sarah, that's why we have to be quiet about it. Come on, use your brain. I'm like pressing my ear against the window, like you guys can literally hear him.
But then, another sound reaches you in the cold silence. A nasty, furtive sound. A hall closet, stealthily clicking closed. A shuddering breath in the corridor. Soft steps, clicking up the back staircase, and out of hearing. Now what?
Sarah's gonna do that. Sarah's crept up and kind of grabbing Zeke away from the window.
Yeah.
You're gonna fall. Stop. And she's gonna
I don't
reach
like
up and try and close it.
Alright, I don't want Miss Measley to catch me, so I close it and help her.
So,
And then before it's closed, I hear the noise.
yeah.
Wait.
It's clearly somebody going
Did
up
you hear that?
the back staircase towards Santa Claus. What sounded like Santa Claus. Which means that, oh my god, is the sack man going to abduct Santa? There have been some crazy
Wait a
things that have
minute.
happened since you've been here. You know, they've been blamed on accidents. The night watchman fell down the back staircase and broke his neck. Right? One of the cooks just dropped dead out of fright, they said. You know, it's been spread over a few months now, but you all know it's the sack man. None of the adults listen to you, of course. Because why would they? I mean, you know.
Guys, come on! Don't you know that sound?
No,
That's
I
the
don't
Sandman.
wanna.
And I get in Connor's bed and like hide under the blanket.
Well, we can't let that happen to Santa too. Then who's gonna give presents? Darling, who's gonna give you a soft little doll with angel-like hair? Huh? No one except Santa. So we gotta help him. I'm gonna put on whatever orphan clothes I have as fast as I can. and a
Literally,
coat.
just your PJs.
Wow.
Y'all wander around in PJs, yep. But, it's clear to Zeke, and I think now the rest of you, that you are the only force standing between Sackman and Santa. You guys gotta steel yourself to face down this critter that's terrified you now for months, right? Because he's real. He exists, clearly.
Sounds like Christmas is over.
So, yeah, alright, just gonna hang out. Alright, fuck it. We weren't gonna get toys anyway, we're orphans.
Hey, what about the toys? He's scary, but we gotta get the toys.
Well, you're certainly not going to be able to fight the Sackman and Stocking Feet, right? Why don't you all give me a common knowledge roll?
Oh boy.
Sarah, as the leader, coming through in a
Sarah's a
clutch.
smart bitch.
So,
Hmm.
Sarah, if they're gonna do this, right, it would be best that they had some kind of armament. And I mean, you're in an orphanage. The only real place would be downstairs in the kitchen to find a, you know, proper improvised weaponry to fight the Sackman. It
Gotta
would
have a
mean
plan, guys.
sneaking past Miss Howe's room, however. But she still snores loudly down the corridor. And since the night watchman broke his neck a couple of months ago, you know, they haven't hired a new guy, so.
So nobody's watching the house?
I mean, Miss Howe is watching the house in that way that adults
Gotcha.
do after they've had, like, a couple of bottles of white wine, you know?
Yeah.
What if the Sackman gets us?
We're too quick.
I don't want that. I don't want that. No,
And
no, 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 no.
Sarah's gonna go and
Darling.
like hug Darlene. Like, it's okay. We gotta save Santa.
Okay.
We can do it.
Well, if we're gonna save Santa, we're gonna need some weapons. Anyone
Where are
got
we gonna
any
get
ideas?
weapons?
Well, in the kitchen they got them big knives, right, Sarah?
That's what I was gonna kitchens, because we've got the mop in there, and the knives and the spoons. I think we can find something in there.
Well, come on, let's go. We better be sneaky and rush down the stairs, or we can like slide off. I don't know.
Go
For
right
fun.
down the banister. Woo!
Yeah.
Fuck you,
Exactly.
Mrs. Howe!
But we gotta be quiet, Zeke. So no giggles.
Zeke,
All
we're not
right.
gonna save Santa if we don't sneak.
Give me stealth rolls to get down the stairs.
Oh, jeez.
I am sneaking. I'm sneaking now.
Oh my god.
Sarah, of course, being the only person to, she
Can
manages
I
to
aid
creep,
them
and the
or
rest of
something?
them, huh?
Can I aid? Or
Hey.
All right, I don't know how Darling made it down stealthily, but Sarah and Darling make it down stealthily. Yeah, why don't you, give me what is the governing? Agility. That doesn't really make sense. Give me a persuasion roll at
okay.
a +2 because they look up to you.
Okay. Ha.
Yes, they start to rambunctiously go down the
Mhm.
stairs giggling, but you sternly, you Wendy and the Lost Boys, and,
Mhm.
and then you manage to get
You
them to
gotta
go
follow
down
me.
the stairs stealthily. The house has gone deathly still. Not a peep, not even a mouse, one might say,
Mhm.
but deathly still. A creak in the kitchen door hinge is the only sound as you creep into the kitchen. Ghostly white radiance spills in through the window, shed by the storm outside. Wind rattles in the eaves. You had better hurry.
I'm gonna go first. And then Sarah will kind of head to the.
As you enter the room, Sarah, you startle. You startle. You done startle some stuff. You startle a half dozen mice. Lied about not even a mouse. Boom. That's a twist. And
Yeah.
they were feeding on a ripped grain sack, and the tiny rodents
Mhm.
flee to the corners and vanish, squeaking and skittering all the while. I need a fear check from everybody at a +2.
Oh wait, but it says
Fear check.
I get scared the easiest.
Oh,
+1 for you.
Fear
Just
check.
mice, but still.
Okay.
a fear check, so unskilled or
Yep.
spirit?
Oh, it would be. Yeah, spirit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
motherfucker, yeah.
Spirit, okay.
What am I talking about? It is spirit, yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, darling.
Yup. Yup. This is gonna be great.
And that's everybody? Yes. All right. So, darling, the mice have scared you, understandably, and you leap up onto a little stool and start shrieking in a way that is not at all stealthy.
Immediately, I'll leap up and kind of put my hand over her mouth.
Gonna need another persuasion roll again. This time at a +1 because she's scared, but she's still, you got
Yeah.
the big sister thing going on.
She's 6.
Hey.
Just enough to get her to stop shrieking. Hopefully, Mrs. Howe is a little too gin drunk for the, whatever she was in last night. She had some eggnog, I mean, you're the only person at the orphanage on Christmas Eve. Do you have any idea what hell that is tomorrow morning? My God. But
Oof. Oh,
Who's
while
the
this
next
is happening,
oldest? Or
can
What's
Connor
that?
and I look for knives? Sorry,
yeah,
while this is happening, can Connor and I look for knives?
yeah. Notice rolls from everybody. Connor, I believe, already rolled his notice roll there at the trait roll of 1. That is
What I
a
do.
single weapon. Why don't you go ahead and roll a d6 for me, Zeke? Same for you, darling.
And D6?
Yep.
Okay. There we
Zeke,
go.
you find 20
Hey!
potatoes.
20 potatoes?
They are a ranged throwing weapon with a range of 3, 6, 9, and they do damage strength.
Let me see. Okay, alright.
So D6 damage is what they do. Let's see here. Well, that was a lot of 6s. So we are going to improvise on one of those. Darling, you get a fireplace poker.
Damn.
Strength,
Probably taller than she is.
strength
big
plus
as I am?
D6. Minimum strength
Okay.
D6. So you are just barely able to wield it because you all have
Barely. Oh my god.
the same, slightly above human stats. They feed you well here. It sits on a ghost rock mine. Y'all are getting irradiated. Never mind. Excellent. And then Sarah. Nobody got any raises. That is rough. You get a frying pan.
God damn.
Mm-hmm.
How
Also
heavy is
strength
it?
plus. Oh, it's a cast iron frying pan. Strength plus D6.
Okay.
Sorry.
Connor, you get nothing. Good day,
Yeah.
sir.
It's kind of my lot in life.
Yeah, they locked. Yeah, that's right. We're too old to ever be adopted. No one wants an 8-year-old. It's only funny because I lived through it. It's hilarious. And then if they do want an 8-year-old, they're like, "Don't worry, we'll just reprogram it." It's great. Like you were a
Somebody-
microwave. Merry Christmas, everybody.
So it was D6 and plus strength.
Yep, strength plus D6.
Okay.
And it'll just be your fighting roll should you ever fight anything. You can parlay amongst yourselves for weapons. Maybe share 10 of them taters with Connor, Zeke, so that he can throw some tates.
Yeah. I spelled it wrong. Potatoes.
That's very Dan
Oh,
Quayle of you.
Potatoes.
What is it?
Potatoes. A throwing weapon, range 369, damage strength, rate of fire 1. So unskilled from 3 feet for strength damage, because you are an 8-year-old hucking potatoes at a supernatural entity.
Said 389.
369.
369.
Damn girl, fine. Let me sock it to you one more time. Get low.
Get
Damn
low.
it. Damage was what?
Strength, just D6. Which I think is frankly, I mean, come on, that's pretty good for a potato you can ace on. Like,
Yeah.
What's the range?
369. Damn girl, fine.
I don't know how any of these numbers are supposed to be entered, but
That's fine. Range doesn't matter.
we got it.
I can do the. I mean, none of this matters really. I mean, honestly.
Okay.
I'm going to get a fighting roll from you guys, right, or a throwing roll from you guys, which will be unskilled, one or the other. There aren't that many adversaries in this particular one shot.
There's just one.
No, there's a
One Big
few.
Mama.
No, there's just a horrific, Krampus-esque supernatural entity that's going to rip one of you in half and like drink their intestines while the rest of you throw potatoes at it. That's the plan. That's the evening. So, everybody feel confident in their armaments?
No,
No.
but
Hey, you got a fireplace
I got a
poker.
giant
I mean, you're
stick.
like, you have a giant cast iron stick with a pretty vicious hook and spike on it. I mean, it's a fireplace poker. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, that you murder
I'm-
people with those. That's not a, ha
I'm
ha ha,
ready.
Straight for the jugular.
right?
Yeah.
Good God, if Darling kills the sack man, just rips out his throat. We'll see. We'll see, but I need a notice roll from all of
I
you.
really want that to happen. Notice.
Great.
You're too dumb to ever be adopted. With the exception of Darling. Darling, right? You have your fireplace poker wielded at the ready, right?
I got
And
my
Zeke
daddy in
sitting
the
there,
other hand.
like, trying to learn how to juggle potatoes, right? Getting super ADD amped up for the Sackman fight, right?
Yes.
And a,
Got a
large...
sack right here.
Yikes. I sure hope you don't. I mean, it's a little young for the byproducts in beef that at 7 would be. You know. Potatoes damage. So,
Figure it out.
yeah.
I built my own potato.
Hell yeah, you did. So, athletics, potatoes. Not great, but alright.
Oh God.
So,
It's
That is a thrown
amazing.
weapon potato. It uses athletics to throw it, and there you go.
where was that notice roll? It was a 5.
Yeah.
Mine's a 1.
Oh, yeah,
like
never mind.
Always.
I'm at
You
E level, but
don't
damn, do I see
notice
things.
a goddamn
Jesus.
thing.
I'm gonna go all au gratin on these bitches.
So Zeke is like, again, he's juggling the potatoes a little. They're falling on the floor. He's like got his shirt holding like 8 of them because he's so. I mean, you don't have like pockets in your night clothes for 10 fucking potatoes, right? Like, this isn't it. You got them bundled up in the front here trying to. I'm ready to get the sack, man. When an inky black column of shadow stretches out on the wall behind him. And I am going to need a fear check from everybody but Zeke because he's unaware of what's happening right now.
Alright.
Nailed it.
Excellent, excellent.
Damn.
Excellent. Everybody passes their fear check like, we're ready for you, Sack Man. This is our Stranger Things moment, right? And he is going to attempt to put his sack and
Oh yeah,
drop it over Zeke's head,
we've been
Fuck
there.
that guy.
abducting
God.
Zeke. So,
We've all abducted an orphan.
I mean, who
before.
hasn't?
Oh,
I
man.
You
mean,
know how this is gonna go.
6 of one, half dozen of another. You know what I'm saying? So, when the sack is plunged over a target, child size or smaller, of course, with a successful fighting roll, so he is going to roll his fighting, which is gross.
Mm.
Oh!
Damn.
Fuck off.
Zeke manages
Sack man.
to outfight the barley sack that was being plunged over his head. So, you turn around and you are staring down the sack man himself. He's wearing a skinny red tie and kind of like an Undertaker suit, right? Carrying a large barley sack, right? His skin is yellow and green and kind of cracked and dry. His eyes are sunken into his skeletal, you know, it's like a skull face, and they're just beady red little things, and, you know, deep in the sockets. And he seems quite upset that you have struggled free from the sack. He is going to enter combat with you guys at this point, so we are going to roll action cards. Oh wait, and none of you are. Who are these people? Jeremiah, Ulysses. He's like 2 states away.
Jeremiah opens fire.
Alright, blah 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 blah. Literally like module over good night. Module over good night. Like,
Yes.
yeah, any of you. I thought so. There's an option to run this with pre-extant characters, and I thought about it for literally about like a minute and a half, and I said no. That's just no.
Yep.
Because then I'm running the orphans as
Hands ahead.
NPCs, right? And I'm like, oh, there's a scary man here. And we're like, all right, we'll deliver Christmas with a gun. Like,
Back, kids.
mhm.
We're gonna deliver Christmas this year, y'all.
Yeah, here, drink this whiskey,
Yes.
go to bed. When you wake up, it'll all be sorted. Yeah, so no, that didn't happen. But, alright, so Connor,
That's
darling.
the surprise twist.
What
at the
did I
end.
get? Wait,
There,
I can't see. Where does it say the?
Oh, I'm just the combat tracker. I'm setting you guys in there now so that
Oh,
there's,
gotcha.
so that I can actually, you know, give turn order.
Deal the card.
Mhm.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Alright, Sackman is going last. Zeke.
Oh no!
Connor last again.
Well, you're still before the Sackman. So,
He's a sack man.
Zeke, the Sackman behind you just failed to stuff you into his sack. Oh, and where is my horror hits? Give me 1 second here. Sirenscape's being so stupid. It's like full screen, right? But so full screen that I can't activate any of the minimize buttons or anything, and it doesn't respond to any of the hotkeys. So now I have to
Man.
Alt-tab out of Fantasy Grounds over into Sirenscape because they're both in the same. It's ludicrous, but there we go. Let's bring the spookiness.
Spooky.
Excellent. So, Zeke, what are we doing?
Perfect. Well, I think the first thing that Zeke would do is just figure things out in life.
Oh yeah, Zeke is taunting the Sack Man, which is imposed by his intelligence. So, we will see if he is smart enough. Oh, and he is definitely not. No, sir.
Dude.
So what is it that you say to the Sack Man and what kind of reaction are you trying to provoke with the taunt? Because we haven't done a lot of taunting yet. This is a trick. Oh,
Powering on. Mic on.
hello? Oh my god, really?
Mic off. Mic on.
It's doing that, isn't it? That's fun. So they can't hear me. You can still hear me, audience, but none of them can hear me. So give me 1 second.
Powering off.
Really?
Powering on. Mic on.
Oh, powering on. Thank you. That's so wonderful of you to be powered on. Because you should be powered on the whole damn time. Because you have power. That's how this works. You're still powered. You've been charging all day.
Charging battery.
Mm-hmm. Hello? There, we got that much going. There it is. Yay! Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
Alright.
hear the buzz?
It's Bud.
You know what? I
Very
hope he
hard
doesn't.
here.
I didn't hear. No. What did I miss?
Oh, it was so
Oh,
No,
no.
you didn't miss
Oh,
anything. It's
man.
fine.
Oh my god.
You
Yeah.
can use that?
It was devastating. You just
It was
Yeah.
so good.
Maybe
It
he'll
was
just
like, it gave me
grow.
life.
Alright. Awkward. Moving on. What is it that you are saying to the Sack Man?
Go for it,
Come on,
dude.
come
Do
on,
it.
come on,
Do
come
it.
on.
Do it.
He just tried
Do
to
it.
put you in his sack, sitting there all leathery, scowling at you, hunched over.
And now Leroy died.
Yeah, it seems like.
Sorry, no, I'm here. God, I don't. It's not that funny now. Now I'm thinking about it.
No, it's funny.
Terrible.
Do it again. Do it again. We need. I need it. I need it in my life. Please.
For the
Hey,
love
Sack
of
Man,
God.
want to know what my favorite horror story is? Silence of the Yams, and I throw my potato at him.
Silence of the Yams. I mean, it's like a russet. I
Don't
didn't
worry about
specify
it.
they were sweet potatoes because
Alright,
sweet
take the
potatoes
power
are
to get to
heavier
bed.
and they have like those sharp points on the end. Like, so, you know. But yeah, you athletic potatoes at him, Zeke. And that is a
That's it?
success. So let's get damage.
I don't know how to do that.
Give me your strength because it's strength. Just roll your strength.
Okay. That's, oh man, that helps me a lot. Well, never mind. Didn't do anything.
Now you go,
Oh.
and you hook the potato, right? And it slips out of your hand and just kind of bounces off his knee, and he scowls at you. Oh. Well, that was weird. I guess God damn it, I keep forgetting that. All right, darling, you're up. Zeke's gonna get to go again.
Right.
You skipped me.
No, I hadn't set the
You went
initiative
out
the
of
first
order.
time.
I was supposed to go first because I was ready.
Don't worry, Connor's still last, so that's all that
Okay.
really matters.
So I see the stack man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like little. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
little girl.
Mhm.
So like I'm at his knee level.
Yeah,
So
he's
gonna
about
run
7 feet tall.
forward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run forward and I'm just gonna stab him.
Stab him with the fire poker?
Yeah.
Like in his knee, or?
No, like get under him and get him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause I'm short.
A crotchet.
Gonna get him in the sack.
All right, let's get a fighting roll.
Okay.
He's gonna spill his presents all over the floor.
Oh God.
I am sure his parry of 8 will not be detrimental here, so.
No, of
We'll
course
see.
not.
This is why you needed potatoes.
Right, this is why you need a gun. Oh, so close!
So freaking close.
You swing with all your might, right, and he grabs the fire poker, right, and just kind of casually, I mean, he, like, moves it aside, like you're a 6-year-old and he's an adult, you know?
Yes.
Ah! Stop! You know, like,
That was so close to hitting. That would have been a race. Oh, okay.
Sarah, darling just charged right in there, just,
Yeah.
freedom! You know?
Way to go, darling, though.
Yes.
Sarah. So, this guy's basically intruding, right?
Yeah, he's in the kitchen. He's clearly the sack man. He tried to sack Zeke.
Oh god.
Did
Man.
Sirenscape stop again? It did, didn't it? Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I hate you so much sometimes. Nothing. Alright, well, we're sound effect free tonight. That's fun. Voice meter banana is the worst. Ugh. Moving on. So, imagine in your mind's eye the spookiness of the audio. Ooh, as the
Mhm.
sack man
No,
leers in the
like-
corner of the kitchen. And
Sarah's
he's
gonna
7 feet
say
tall. Slender man kind of proportions, you
Oh
know?
gosh, okay, that makes more sense now. So he's very tall. How tall is like a high, like Miss Howe kind of thing? Like,
She's like 5'3", you know?
okay, small, okay.
One of the biggest adults you've ever seen, this fellow, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the biggest by height, yeah. And clearly there's something wrong with him. I mean, you know, his skin is all cracked and yellow, and
Mm-hmm. Is Miss Howe very trustworthy? Like,
I mean, she's
like-
alright. She's a little stern. You know, you've been here a couple
Mhm.
of years. She doesn't whip you guys if you don't get in trouble. You know, it's about as good as you can
Okay.
expect in 1880.
Mm-hmm.
Powering off. Powering on. Charging battery. Mic
Hello,
on.
can you hear me? No? No, it's... wow. Yes.
Jingle
My favorite part of
bells,
all of
what
this
is
is that I
Hey.
have to go into Discord and literally
Mm-hmm.
reselect the same device I've been listening to the whole damn time, right?
That's what mine
Oh.
do.
That's neat. It's just fun. It's fun. It's been twice now. It ruined our zombie session that one night. Now it's doing it again tonight.
Yeah, I'm just
literally
getting flashbacks about
No
that.
fucking reason. No reason. Everything's charged. Everything's good. It's boop. I don't want to do this anymore. But all right.
Yeah, that's what my laptop said too. So.
So Sean,
Yeah. She's gonna essentially act like she's really big and tall and be like, "Stop, or I'll scream from his house."
Are you
Who are you?
Are you trying to
Huh?
intimidate him?
Yes.
All right, roll me an unskilled.
Hot damn. Oh,
Ah.
fuck. Damn it.
No.
You
Aw,
stand up
man.
all the way, and he goes from his hunch, which makes him like 5 feet tall, like all the way to where his
Mhm.
head is like against the side of the ceiling, and
Oh,
does not
God.
seem impressed by your stature. Oh yeah, and I need to put the cams back down. So,
Is that my turn, or can I do something else?
no, you can do something else, yeah.
Let's get out of here.
You're going to run? Now he is blocking the entrance that leads to the main corridor and like the living room, right?
Mhm.
You guys could flee out the back door, back up the door to your rooms.
But we know that Santa is coming, and and we know he's coming through the chimney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing?
Well, yeah,
Okay,
you
it's
would
knowledge back-
assume, yeah.
Shit. We need to protect the chimney.
Santa's a grown ass man. He can protect himself.
Actually,
Who's
Santa
gonna-
is a 3-foot tall elf.
Oh, great.
Oh,
It's
he's
using
one of those elves
the
in the
original interpretation of the
Oh,
Christmas bone.
wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he's kind of like, is he still got the beard and?
Oh yeah,
or is
he's
he
just 3
very
feet tall.
elfish?
The elves are miniature. The sled's tiny. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's just an elf.
So he's
That's,
essentially our size.
he's a little smaller than you. You guys are probably 4 foot tall. You got about a
Okay.
foot on him.
He's like my size.
He's doubling in size.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which makes him
Well,
perfectly
We have to protect
sack-sized.
him.
Oh no!
Okay. Well, seeing that he's gone to his full height,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and
Wall
whack
up
him
him with the
in
frying
knee.
pan. Oh, with the knee.
Whack him in the knee.
All right,
yeah.
let's get in a fighting roll
Yeah.
at a -2 because it's a called shot.
Exactly. Oh boy, shit, that's bad. Oof.
No, I mean you're not super experienced at fighting, and you
Yeah.
swing the pan at his knee, and it doesn't even like it hits the side, ding, you know, like nothing, doesn't react at all. You know, we're gonna go Connor and then Zeke because that'll make it fairer, kinda. So Connor, you tossing
Yeah.
tates.
I'm tating this fool.
All right, throwing a tater.
And boom.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
there you go.
Taterized.
Nice.
You have been taterized. All right, let's get that strength roll. Ah, the potato hits him center mass. I mean, ugh, you know, and it's a potato, right? It bounces off of where you know, you weren't going to, yeah. All
I'm
right,
going to
Zeke.
move away from him.
Oh yeah, definitely start heading towards the door, backing up.
Yeah.
Zeke, you are still directly in front of the sack man, and oh my God, he has withstood so many potatoes.
Two.
Oh,
exactly.
man.
Unfortunately, Darling is also directly in front of the sack man.
I'm gonna shove Darling behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and with that movement, take the poker out of her hands, if that's possible, if you allow it.
Yeah, sure, why not? Fuck it. It's Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wanna whack him right where the sun don't shine. The funny bone.
So that is a called shot at a -6.
Damn.
If you're trying to hit him in the
Awesome.
bits.
Oh no, I mean like literally the funny, but like the bone behind the is it called tibia?
But
The
like
tibia.
the elbow?
I'm pretty sure tibia is.
Oh wait, tibia's your lower leg. You're thinking of like the
Isn't
radius.
tibia
of the
like
left.
a sugar alternative?
It sure is. Put that in your
Tibia.
coffee.
Tibia is the main bone in your lower
Devia, Truvia.
I can list out all the bones if you would like, but
The
I mean,
you say you're gonna try and hit him in the elbow, is what you're telling me.
no, it's like that weak bone in like the back of your
fibula.
foot. The fibula.
Wait, the weak bone in the back of your foot. You're trying to hit him in the Achilles tendon? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
it's the bone.
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
not
Well, first
used.
of all,
It's
that
just
is
the
not
back
the
of
funny
leg.
bone, right? That's a tendon.
That's
That's a
a
strap
funny
tendon
bone.
that
Ooh,
allows you to
ooh.
extend and elevate your foot. The funny bone's in your elbow, right?
Oh,
So
I'm stupid.
damn, like, have you never hit
I'm
your
not
funny
majoring
bone?
in.
That's
Nobody's
rough.
been like, that's not funny at all. You've never gotten that joke. You never slammed your elbow and your whole arm's gone all tingly and fucked. That's never happened to you in your, I don't know, 14 years or whatever it is you've been alive.
No.
Once you get below a certain number, it all kind of bleeds together. I don't know. Well, back in the 90s, people used to hit this thing in their elbow that made their arm go numb, and we called it the funny bone. Right, what you're talking about is the Achilles tendon, so named because Achilles was gripped there by his mom when he was dipped in the pool that made him invulnerable, thusly making him not invulnerable in that one spot. Like, I don't know why you don't just grab the other ankle and double dip, you know? I mean, you could have solved that problem right there,
Yeah,
you know, or maybe
flip
just let him
around,
float for
dip
a
again.
minute, you know? I mean, just hold that boy under, you know? All right, you good? Let him bob up a couple of times, you know? I'm just saying, had the mom not been lazy and done a half-assed job, right, we'd still have Achilles today.
Well, maybe she didn't want an invulnerable hand.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
there you go.
so
She didn't
his
want a
whole
weak
foot
son.
wasn't invulnerable then? Because, I mean, she clearly dipped if it was just a tendon. Explain to me how you're, like, holding this baby in such a way that you're not dipping. I mean, you have at least invulnerable fingers, I'm saying. That's 100%. But that's irrelevant because we are currently fighting the Sack Man. He's the Sack
Yes.
Man!
The Sack Man.
And, need to know. So you're hitting him in the Achilles tendon with the fire
Yes.
poker. Alright, let me get a fighting roll.
Mhm.
At a -2. Because you guys keep insisting on called shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
God
no.
damn it.
No, he just kind of lifts his foot up and sets it back down. You did gouge the floor, though, and Mrs. Howe is going to be pissed. She's going to notice. She always notices stuff like that.
Nah. I'm pushing everybody, like, behind me. Like,
Oh, no,
kinda
now
doing,
you
like, a
can't
human
push everybody, but now you got to push one person behind you and attack. It's Christmas, but
So,
it ain't like
I'm
Christmas
stepping
like
back
that.
and I have my arms out?
Oh, yeah, are you?
Like-
You're going to shelter them, so you're going to be the one he's going to snatch up in his barley sack, then.
I mean, y'all can do whatever you want, but that's my action.
All right,
I'm
here we
stepping
go.
back.
Fighting roll. Let me get a fighting roll from you. Oof.
Oh God.
Let's get a fighting roll from Zeke.
Alright.
Come on, Zeke.
Come on, boy.
Oh, it was.
There's so many layers to that.
One question.
Yeah.
We have no chips.
Yep.
Do we get chips?
Nope.
No, it's a one shot.
Christmas one shot, and you're 8. Why would you be?
checking.
I'm a wild card. No, you're 8. Like, I mean, technically you are a wild card, but no, you're, you know. Let me use my years of experience to recalculate that with one of my poker chips. Nah, you're a 6-year-old girl named Darling wearing a nightshirt. That's somebody gave you a fireplace poker. It was not wise, but so I need a vigor roll at a -2 from Zeke. Oh no!
Honey.
Dude.
Zeke,
Bye,
you
Zeke.
are in the barley sack and
Oh,
stunned.
fuck.
That's no bueno.
That is no bueno. He has dropped the sack over Zeke and now hisses at you guys. as Zeke
This
struggles
is like a
against
cat,
it.
like.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
What?
couldn't do anything.
Oh God.
Beep-a-deep-a-deep, boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. He's the sack man. Alright, and then next turn. Oh, Connor goes first. Connor.
Uh-oh.
Zeke's been snatched up with the best weapon in the group, the fireplace
Wouldn't
poker.
he have
Although,
dropped it if he was stunned?
no, it's snatched up in the bag due to the laws of
Oh.
Christmas. Hey, but Connor, you can give me another notice roll to see if you can spot another weapon.
Let's hope for an AK-47, Chris.
Right? Mrs. House Derringer.
Nope.
Wow, Connor,
Nope.
you're just so enamored by the sack man's glorious sack that you're like, wow, this is whack, and all you have is potatoes to attack.
That's a hell of a rhyme.
Hold up, Dr. Seuss.
Team.
Yeah.
Dre, please. Y'all motherfuckers pretend like you forgot about Dre.
Well, Connor's
Please,
gonna
call me
say,
victim.
Give me back my friend, and I'm gonna throw a potato at this thing's face.
Oh, called shot, -4.
Feeling lucky.
Oh, come on, bud.
And you could always add, yeah, I mean, you could throw multiple potatoes too, multi-attack penalty.
I'm good. Just one to the head.
We have
Alright.
a D4. It's not wise.
Whoosh.
Not
Yeah,
wise.
-2. He
Break a
actually
window.
grabs the potato and tosses it back at you for no damage. He snatches it out of the earth with his free hand.
So does it mean that he still has 9 potatoes?
Yes. Well, no, give me a athletics roll to see if you catch the potato.
Oh, I got this.
You got it.
Oh, yeah, you do.
got
It bounces off of you and you manage to gather it into your nightshirt pouch. Zeke, you remain stunned.
Oh, buddy.
Swag.
Sarah, Zeke's in the bag.
Yes.
He's
God
been
damn
sacked.
it.
It's whack.
Ah,
It's a sack attack.
man. Ah,
You're gonna have to get him with some of this bric-a-brac.
yeah. And pack a.
If you hit him hard enough, his demeanor will crack.
Stop. Stop it right now.
Alright.
Hey, I'm just trying to bring wordsmithing back. Cut me some slack.
Oh, alright. Being the mama bear and wanting to make sure everyone stays together and protected, what's a called shot to like the hands or something? I have him drop the sack. Is that like a,
So hand is
Is it
-4, limb is
four?
-2.
okay. If I hit his limb, does that still, is there a,
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
the
there's a
chance
chance
of-
he'll drop the sack, yeah. I mean, you would have
Okay.
to beat his toughness and wound him, you know? Or at least
Uh-huh.
shake him to get him to drop the sack, yeah.
what if I was to throw this frying pan?
Yeah.
How much of a, No, like-
Let's see here. The frying pan, when thrown, doth delivereth. Where the hell is this? Bitty bitty bip up. No, I don't need malevolent boys. Has a range of 1, 2, 3. I didn't say that shit. Strength plus D6, rate of fire 1, range of 1, 2, and 3. So you need to be right up on him to huck it. It's, you know, it's like an 8-pan frying pan or whatever.
mm-hmm. Okay.
So you might as well just walk up and hit him with the damn thing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Although you only have to beat
exactly.
his toughness on the throwing roll versus his parry, which is higher, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get a foot away from him and go, hey, you son of a bitch, and huck that thing at him for sure. Bearing in mind that it's not like you also have 5 frying pans in your shirt pouch that you've made.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. What's his parry again?
It is excessive.
Like an 8.
Yeah,
It's an 8.
That's right. That's what it was. Okay. Gosh. Alright, she's gonna go ahead and I won't do a called shot. Just hit him.
Just
Okay.
hit him. That's the best idea.
There you go. Yeah, swing for the fences.
Yeah. So is this fighting?
Mm-hmm. Fighting.
Yep.
Woof.
fuck.
No. Yep. No, he actually flings the sack, and you hit the sack, and you hear Zeke go, "Ow!" on the inside. He uses the sack to parry.
Sarah!
Well, you didn't. I mean, you're in the sack. You don't know who's hitting you. You're just getting hit. So,
Well, there's one person with a medal.
Yeah, exactly.
darling, they took the fireplace poker from you. You can give me a
I'm
notice roll.
angry. That's not nice. This is why I don't share. Because people take my shit. Okay.
Cause people
thought
take
this
my
was good.
shit. These motherfuckers always tripping in this fucking house. All you cocksuckers gotta know. Darling rolls this boost. It's darling, motherfuckers. Yeah, no, so, you see, finally the knife block that everybody missed.
I'm gonna pull it out and I'm gonna stab him.
And then when you see that he's cut on the hand, you're gonna shoot him like 6 times, right?
Yes. But yeah, I'm gonna.
Alright,
stab
so
him.
kitchen knife is strength plus D4. And, give me a smarts roll.
Okay. It's not bad. It's probably.
And you think to tell everybody else that there are 3 more kitchen knives in the knife block.
There's more knives.
Good.
So now nobody needs a notice roll to go over there and get a kitchen knife, and everybody just kind of surround him like that Children of the Corn thing you guys keep telling me
Yes.
about. Mrs. Howe wakes up, kitchen's just soaked in black ichor. Y'all are pretending like you were asleep, but you're all stained on your clothes. All the knives are all bent and fucked up. There's a
So,
trail
regular
just leading
Christmas
out
Eve
to a
day.
suspicious mound of snow, you know? No, but yeah, alright, so, darling, you have a kitchen knife.
Okay, I'm gonna stab him.
Alright, let's get a fighting roll.
Okay, come on.
Come up, darling.
God damn it.
Woof, nope, trait roll was a natural 1. I mean, you forgot to
I
use the sharp
tried.
end. You swing it on him, but it's the back end of the thing, you know? Yeah.
Ouch.
And the sack man gets to go again, but he can only have 1 child in his sack at a time.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
So
God.
instead, he is just going to eat darling. No,
Aw.
he is going to roll a fighting roll against darling,
He
though.
is the sack.
Do I do?
You parry because he rolled a 4 versus your parry of 4. So congratulations, he flings the sack, but you're too short for him, and you deftly...
Yes.
Well, don't deflect it with the knife, for the love of God, Zeke's in there.
No. Darling, no.
My God.
She just whacks the teddy bear up, like, to take the damage, and because she's got her
Right.
teddy in one
Uh-oh.
arm, and she's got her knife in the other.
Connor
Oh no.
got the Joker,
Wrong chips.
which means that, the party members got chips, and none of you are party members, so...
Mm-mm.
Wah, wah, wah,
Just
wah.
the next game.
But you do get a +2, so...
All right. I'm going to grab a knife and stab him.
Yep, mm-hmm. Like I
Plus
said,
2.
Children of the Corn, just...
Is that just a fighting roll?
Yeah, it'll just be a straight fighting roll against him. Ooh, even with the Joker bonus, it was I mean, he is a full-grown person, and you are a 7-year-old kid wielding it. They don't even let you cut the carrots and shit, you know? Like... But Zeke is in the bag. Is Zeke going to fight his way out? He remains stunned.
No.
Darling,
I'm gonna stab him.
I'm gonna stab him. Fuck you, Sackman!
Darling, what do you have in your hands?
She, like, cuts herself for first blood and then uses the blood for war paint. Just
Alright.
runs it across her shirt, you know?
The little
No.
kid.
No.
A knife. What do
Right.
you got there? A knife. No. Darling, no.
There, everybody else is trying to stab the sack man.
God.
Frying pan does better damage.
Yeah. I think this is a bad idea, guys. We need to run because we're not getting anywhere.
Fuck Zeke!
Oh,
Hey, if
alright,
he's got
darling.
Zeke, he
It's
can't
alright,
get
Sarah.
Santa. Fair trade. Module over.
Well, fuck you guys too. But you know what?
Oh,
Fair,
man.
it is a fair trade. It is a fair trade. I'm not gonna lie. Zeke may be like disappointed, but I'm cool.
Oh
with it.
yeah, no, we're not leaving without Zeke.
Zeke was always kind of a son of a bitch, so.
Right, he is mischievous.
He
He's
was a
the
little
Bart
shit.
Simpson of the
I
group,
mean-
so.
Hey,
alright.
I pushed Darling behind me. I did take her weapon, but
Yeah, that was
she
a dick
fine.
move.
Was a dick move.
2d6. God. Everyone takes Darling's toys because she's too nice. Well, this is what happens when you mess with Darling.
It's true. You knocked the fuck out.
Gonna go for a fighting roll again. Fuck this
Yeah,
boy
alright,
up.
yeah, let's get it, man.
Come on.
One of you guys is
Oh
gonna
my
ace
gosh.
eventually, potentially. I feel like one of you, if this is a normal game, I would have seen like a 32 by now, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it would have been like 80
Yours.
wounds. I would have been like, God damn it, you're not supposed to kill the sack man, you know? But no, this is good. So the sack man is going to, let's see, so we got everybody in front of him now. He's going to go
Oh
for...
shit, would we get a
Oh,
game
wait.
up bonus?
Oh, now you mention it, you would get a gang up bonus, yeah. So remember that now, the three of you together, plus
Okay.
2 on the
Okay.
attack
Okay.
rolls. Because now he is trying to defend multiple children, right? Using
Multiple
Zeke
weapons.
as
Power
the
in
improvised
numbers, let's
flail.
go.
Alright, next round here. Oh, wait, no, so, yeah, no, he gets the improvised flail. He is going to try to attack Sarah.
Ugh.
No!
Sarah, coming down to the stove.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
She's gonna die!
Yeah, that was a 19.
Damn!
So
Boy.
that is strength
You
plus
dead.
D4. It's not necessarily dead.
I thought that last time too.
That is 7, so that is, you are stunned. Wait, 7 plus 4,
Damn,
never mind.
bitch.
So, you get 1 wound, Sarah. He smacks
Oh
you up
my
the side of the head
God.
with the Zeke bag,
Jesus!
and you are shaken
Ow.
and take a wound. I know Zeke should really take a wound too, but, you know. It's surprisingly plush, is what we're...
Oh, okay.
So, next round, Sarah gets to reciprocate first off with a +2, because she is no longer
Boom.
shaken. Boom. So, +2 fighting roll. You'll still have the wound -1, but
Mm-hmm. I mean, shake it off, let's go.
it's
What-
another
what was-
140 years until this song is written, and yeah.
Can I like move around to try and like trip him?
To flank him, to trip him? Are you trying to trick him?
Yeah, trick, say yeah.
So, yeah,
Like,
you could smarts versus
So if
smarts him.
one of them goes to stab him, like I'm behind and he'll trip over me.
Oh, so you're gonna get down on all fours and have one of them push him over? That kind of deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, yeah,
'Cause
this
if
seems
he's
like
prone-
the kind of thing that kids would accomplish, and then he cracks his head on the edge of the counter and just bleeds out while twitching.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, we saved the day! And there's no
And then-
Santa, that was just the new groundskeeper. You know?
Trying to get us to go back to bed.
Right, y'all go from the orphanage to the asylum then, you know?
God.
And we've learned the true meaning of Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, we have.
You thought the last groundskeeper broke his neck.
Right, yeah, no shit. So, Sarah,
Yes.
you are no longer shaken.
Okay, yes.
So,
In position.
you can,
Yeah, I'm gonna get in position behind him and just.
yeah,
Okay.
give
I
the,
feel like we've done this before.
oh yeah, I
with
mean,
Miss
you guys
Howe
are orphans, yeah, this is,
Or the groundskeeper.
although
so
I
we've
really
done this
feel like it
before.
would normally be like Darling back there, or maybe Zeke back there, but you know, this is difficult times call for difficult measures, so you're gonna be the,
Mhm.
you're gonna be the
Yeah.
obstacle. Alright, so you are down in a position, give me a smarts roll.
Okay.
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you.
Yes.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Let's see if he can beat it.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Yeah, the Sangman kills all of you. End of module. No, he notices you behind there and just, turns halfway so that, he's no longer, if he gets pushed. You're down on all fours and he's like, yeah, down at you now. Like, so that's good.
Does that mean I'm prone or anything?
It does mean you're prone.
Oh. Alright.
Connor.
It's probably fine.
Yeah, that's not a
Gang
big
up
deal.
bonus. Remember our gang up bonus.
Yeah, +2.
Do I think that this guy is like supernaturally strong?
I mean, he certainly seems 7 feet tall and gangly, and he was an inky shadow that coalesced into a man. I'm not sure if you're like, wow, are you an 8 or a 7 on the strength table of but yeah, no, there's something fucky going on.
So here's what I'm thinking, and you can tell me what you think.
Yeah.
I want to jump on the bag to use my weight and Zeke's weight to knock it out of his hands.
We could do a strength versus strength for sure.
Okay.
All right. Back to bullpup. No. Ah!
Dang.
So close.
You're
They're just
not.
fucking you.
It
So
just rolled
close.
the wrong one there.
You leap up, you grab the bag, and you're just hanging there. All your potatoes fall to the floor. Your feet are off the ground. You're dangling there, kicking your little feet. He is looking down at Sean. He sees that. Now he's looking at you. His hot breath on your childish face.
It's the thought, Connor.
Yeah,
It's the
I'm sure.
thought.
Yeah, and if Zeke could see through the bag, he would realize that your junk is just like pressed up against the side of his head, just separated by a half-inch of canvas. That's right, child junk. You hit that 18 and over.
Yeah.
Demonetized. Boom. Darling.
Darling,
Okay.
jump on.
No.
If you were to jump on, it would be both of your strength rolls versus his strength roll.
Oh, there you go.
Huh.
But I have a better bonus with the +2.
All right, well, swing for him. Let's see if you can hit him.
I'm
And
gonna try.
don't critically fail, because there's a lot of other people on him right now that you.
I'm swinging by the
Stab!
side.
Just. Oh, so close. Yeah,
That was
no.
close.
So close, but no cigar. Let's see if Zeke manages to burst out the bag. Ah, Zeke.
Christ, come
Bippity
on.
bobbity.
The dice are just fucking with us tonight.
Oh, but Zeke gets the
Oh.
Joker bonus this round. He's starting it off.
Hey, 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 hey.
Oh, yay! He is no longer
Finally,
stunned,
finally.
but remains distracted and is vulnerable. You fall out of the sack on your head onto the floor in a heap with Connor, making you
Ouch.
distracted and vulnerable. But you are currently out of the sack. Congratulations. Darling,
Dunk this guy.
he's dropped the sack now. Hardly a sack man without his. I mean, he's just man at this
I'm
point.
putting that down my pants.
I'm taking
Wait,
the
you're
sack.
putting what down your pants?
The sack.
I mean, that's a lot of sack. I mean, if you were shoving that down your pants, you're gonna be wandering around all just.
Is he in the sack? Like, still?
No, he fell fully out of the sack and landed on the
I
floor.
want my fire poker.
Hey, that's mine. Gimme.
You have a knife. And
Yeah, no
you've been able
shit.
to hit anything.
Hey, give me your only weapon so that I can have two, is what she's saying.
Do you
Which
have
is
potatoes?
no, he dropped his taters.
Oh, yeah, that's
As
true.
did
Alright,
Connor.
new plan. I'm gonna grab the sack and I'm gonna run like a little, like, runner in foot.
Wait. So you are going to take. I just want to clarify here.
Yes.
You are going to take the sack man's sack and
Yes.
run with little
Yes.
girl legs
Yes.
away from the
That's
sack
the only
man.
thing a 6-year-old could think of. I gotta think like a 6-year-old. She's
So
gonna play
I
keep
hope
away.
nobody became attached to Darling. Yeah, let's Let's get your pace roll.
Alright, guys.
Don't roll a 1. There you go.
Oh,
Not bad.
fuck yeah!
You little shit.
Not bad. She bolts out of the room, holding the sack man's sack, and he immediately goes and turns into inky shadows
Oh god.
and sinks into a mouse hole in the wall.
Oh no, darling. Darling,
We're out.
no.
We're out of combat.
You all are out of combat. Darling, which
Hi.
wall did you go back towards the stairs that lead up to your room or towards the living room?
Towards the living room.
All
I
right,
go
so
under
you
his legs.
run through his legs, grab the sack, and run back the direction he came from.
Or wait, he was in the.
He came
Wait,
from the
I'm
living room.
confused.
Your bedroom hallway is on the other side of the kitchen.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. I'm gonna go up the stairs. Because if
Back
he
towards
was
the
in the
bedrooms?
living room,
Mhm.
yes.
Like every blonde in a horror movie.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh my god, I have a hand grenade or a banana. Like, I need potassium to fight. Don't want to get cramps, you know? Mhm.
Wasn't he in the living room before? So
Yeah.
he might have stuff set up in the living room, is my thought. So,
Well, and I mean, as a
Yeah.
6-year-old, would you not just run back to your bedroom? Like, ah!
probably,
You know?
Hide
probably.
under the bed.
Mhm.
Yeah, hide under the covers. Monsters can't get you under there. It's like a
He'll
rule.
never see you.
Are you guys following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite as fast, but yeah.
No. I mean, she was hauling ass.
Do we need a roll for?
Yep.
Okay.
That way I get to see the order you get into the room.
Oops.
What's the roll for?
Pace.
There's that little the die. You click that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
Awesome.
boy.
Excellent. So, it is... Alright, excellent. You all get there, pretty, you know, that's pretty respectably. Zeke in the lead of the pack, right? In time to, see that, Darling's bed has a mound, and a little bit of sack peeking out from the covers, you know?
Yep.
Right? And there is a length of shadow pooling on the opposite wall, seemingly pouring in between the holes in the, poorly dry-walled planking. I guess it's plaster at this point, you know, it's...
Oh,
Is
God.
there
I sit on it. I sit on the ink. I belly flop on top of it.
You discover some truths about yourself on this day as,
Oh, God.
Oh no! I just want to belly flop on it.
the inky blackness envelops you, and for the first time you feel whole and warm.
Ew!
You have merely adopted the darkness. I was born there.
His name is the Sack Man. You
Nobody
can't be
cared about me until I got
jumping on
this
him.
sack.
Oh man, I want to throw my mattress on it.
Occupy Wall Street analogy.
Oh.
So, Sackman is clearly coalescing in the room.
Who else is in the room? Are there other kids?
You are the
Is
only
it
children in
just
this
us four?
orphanage.
Oh wow, how convenient.
Everyone else got adopted.
No,
Oh,
everybody
no.
else left due to the series of
Connor,
creepy, fucked
turn
up
on the
things that are
lights.
happening. Oh yeah, just hit the
1880,
electric
there's no
lights in
electricity.
1880. Just flip that
Go
switch
downstairs
there.
and get candles, guys. Come on.
So, Leroy, you see, back in the day, there was a period where people couldn't just generate light via a switch. You see, there was,
my
you'd have,
mom's a new age healer. I know what it's about. This incest. The
so,
candles.
yeah, no, it's incense. I hope is what you know about. Because you kind of hit the hard
Mom.
T on that one. And,
Oh my gosh.
well,
Y'all, English is barely my third language. Give me a break.
no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying there is a pretty distinct difference
Yeah, that's
between
very new age.
incense and incest. Especially when you're referencing your mother, like literally in the same sentence. Like, I just,
Jesus.
we're learning truths about you tonight, Leroy.
Yeah.
But
Y'all need to stop right now.
I didn't start. I mean, what are you
I
talking?
know, it's just, I
This isn't
missed it
even-
as
my
one
God.
word.
It's a pretty important word.
It's pretty. Out of all the words you
It's
could have
hard,
fucked
yeah.
up tonight, that was, I mean,
I
okay,
mean, the reference was correct.
Right.
You used it in a sentence.
yeah, no shit. Like incest, use it in my mom turned me on to incest. Like, oh, she's a new age healer. I know all about that stuff. Oh, I mean that took a pretty sinister turn, but
Y'all,
It's a good thing
come
that Zeke's mom is dead.
right, no shit.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Yeah. There's inky blackness.
Yeah, it's totally like gathering. And Leroy definitively does not have sexual relations with that woman.
No.
You see, that's a reference from the 90s where one of our presidents was impeached for getting a blowjob.
Charging battery.
Oh wow, really? Actually,
Oh,
he got impeached because he lied.
Well,
He
about a
lied under
blowjob.
oath.
Yeah.
But he lied.
He
I'm
did.
gonna hit the light switch. I'm guessing nothing happened.
Right. No.
We're like, don't they have like the
This is a
gas
strange
lamp?
switch over here on the wall.
What's it do?
There's a little sign above the switch that says, wait 50 years.
Would there be like a lamp in the room, like a
A
gas
lamp?
lamp?
Well, lamps,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, you would get a wick, right? You would go over, you would stick it in the thing, you would adjust it to the flame came. I mean, it's a process, right?
So what you're saying is that we grab our bed sheets and burn them.
Yeah, you burn down
Burn
the
the house
orphanage on Christmas Eve.
No more sack
You
man.
say, Zeke says, fuck it, this is a one-shot. This is why I'm here anyway. How do you think my parents died? The fire dances in his eyes as he just gets full mast,
I'm mischievous.
You
I'm
stab the
silly.
sack man to death with just your raging erection. The ceiling collapses in flames behind you. Yeah.
Oh man.
Gonna have
Yeah,
to
that's
burn
okay.
some incest. Turns out you're related. He's your uncle. There, full circle. I was just coming here to give you toys, Zeke. And now we've learned the real meaning of Christmas.
He shoved me in his sack. I don't know what Christmas he's talking about.
Well, you were gonna
Show me
learn.
the character sheet where the DM touched you.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
Oh my god.
We need to suggest that to Deadlands.
Why
DM
is that-
touched me. That's
Why
what
is that not a
for.
t-shirt? Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, no, Sagman, coalescing.
Okay.
Y'all are chitlins.
Jesus.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry
Just
Christmas.
get that
for
out of the
sure.
way.
Merry Christmas.
So, less incest, more combat.
Is there really less incest in the
man.
1880s?
No, definitely
Okay,
not.
Sarah, do you still have, or Connor, do you still have a knife?
I do.
Okay, like, rip that sack open, whatever, just tear it up.
Oh, I
That
will.
was my plan,
I will
to
cut
try
that
and
sack.
like see what was inside the sack.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Should have never gave these children knives.
Right? Yeah, no shit.
Mm-mm.
You cannot cut the sack.
Is there anything inside the sack?
You would have to look inside.
Be careful.
Don't look in the sack.
I mean, how bad could it be? Zeke was in there.
You came out talking about incest and
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Well,
It was really
great.
smoky in there.
wish my mom was here.
Ew. It's a
Oh
tough
my
day and age
God.
to be a stepson nowadays.
Oh fuck.
This is
Okay.
what-
Talking about it's better than ever.
What are other things around the room that I might like?
Oh, in the dorm, there's fuck all. It's just bed frames, you know.
This is an
Okay.
orphanage. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like Orphan Annie, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a
I
fireplace
think-
downstairs?
What's that?
Is there a fireplace?
Yeah, in the
downstairs?
living room. Mm-hmm.
Is it lit?
You would have to check.
If I would notice he started to coalesce, I'm gonna start running down the stairs again like a child
You
playing
are
keep
under
away.
the blankets. So I'm not sure
Okay.
that you notice a goddamn thing
Well,
currently.
Zeke said something like
Did
he's
Zeke
coming.
say something?
Yes,
Oh, I
Yeah.
literally, I lost it in that 10 minutes of...
of incest.
Yeah.
Giggles.
Zeke, what was your plan of action?
I was yelling to stab it, and then and then I yelled to belly flop, and then I yelled to burn.
That's
things.
right. You
I
were
yelled
going
a
to.
lot of
You
things.
you sat on it. You belly flopped on it. So you ran over and said, "Take me, darkness," and like threw yourself at it. Give me a strength roll. Just a hot tip.
Oh, fuck.
Nobody adopts dead kids either.
Oh,
But no, Zeke, yeah, you throw yourself at it, and sure enough, you knock it to the ground.
what?
Awesome. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna bite it. I'm just gonna bite. I'm gonna.
This is a shadow.
Well, it is rapidly coalescing into Zeke's worst nightmare. Zeke, what is your worst nightmare?
Oh man, let me tell you a story
it's
in my
just,
past 8 years of living.
It's just, I
I
really
hate
don't like
wetting my
large
pants.
donuts. What? You
Just
hate?
wetting my pants in public is just, oh, I can't do that. I'm a punk, y'all. I have a reputation to keep.
Punk rock.
And yeah.
So this thing just starts pissing all over your pants? I don't know how to... I mean, so it's supposed to, like...
I mean, like public humiliation. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those movies where you're so impotent, smack, smack. Just... It's so hard to be a
What has this
stepson.
one shot become?
Oh,
I
God.
should have known better than to make you all be children. Just given the general tenor of this, I will be surprised if this is ever monetized.
Next time, adventure in retirement home.
Right. Oh, yeah, y'all are just a bunch of 90-year-olds like, hey, we don't gotta carry about
Let's
STDs.
go.
Like, yeah. But Ghost Viagra is still at least 20 years out. It's gotta be
Ooh.
1900 there, so. So you have
Oh
knocked
my
it
God.
down, and it is currently prone. Which means you guys get a +2 to it, which is up to a +4 if you run over there with the gang up bonus.
Do it, do it,
Why
do
not?
it.
It's stabby stab time.
Yeah, you're gonna run
It's
over
actually
into the
bite
inky
time.
blackness.
Time.
So, to Zeke, it looks like a pair of wet pants that he is fighting. What is your worst nightmare?
I don't know. Bath time with mother or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, Mama Hal. It's rough
Yeah.
being an orphan. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
a,
you're
Hard
getting
rock
so
life.
big, Connor.
she's a wicked old woman.
Oh God.
No, this. How many sinister turns on our Christmas special? yeah, yeah.
Oh
So,
my
She's
I
got
guess
a
you
lot of
see
speed
Mrs.
pad.
Howe sitting there with the dirty, like, third-time use bathwater, like, beckoning you over.
Yeah, with her cigarette-stained fingers.
Right, well, yeah, her chewing tobacco stains her chaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
What is, Darling's worst nightmare?
Bath time with Connor. Bath time with Connor.
That time I saw my murder-suicide
Oh, God,
of my
no.
parents. I'll never forget the swaying of his body on the ropes from the barn beam. Yeah.
That was Eliza. But anyway, I think that Darling's nightmare is like sometimes if she's naughty, she get. Sorry, I'm losing it. She gets put in the closet
Oh.
to like think about what she's done,
The closet. Damn.
and
That's
it's
dark.
dark, and
Uh-huh.
she's scared of the dark.
Well, okay. That was a little less sinister than I mean, sometimes when Darling's naughty, like, she shakes for the love of God. Like,
Why? Why you guys go there?
hey, we didn't go anywhere, man. That wasn't already. I mean, that's well
You can go
traveled.
anywhere you didn't take us.
Right? Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm driving
the
this
driver,
train. Let's
guys,
pretend
come
it's
on.
me. Let's pretend this is me. Hello, FBI. Yes. No, it's literally them. I don't know. I thought this was gonna be an innocent. I gave them potatoes and like a rolling pin. Next thing I know, there's incest and. All right, and finally, Sarah. What's Sarah's worst nightmare?
Oh, whenever Miss Howe tells her to go get something from the cellar,
Yeah.
and she has
Also
to creep down the
darkness?
stairs. Yeah, and just the dark shadows of.
That's easy enough.
the-
So pitch blackness, bath time with Mrs. Howe, and a pair of wet trousers, or what this thing is currently manifesting as. And I'm afraid that means I'm going to need a fear roll from everybody, and this one happens at a -4.
Oh fuck! Ugh.
Don't make me do it again.
Oh God!
Oh
Why?
my gosh!
-4, not +4.
Oh shit!
What
I
is
Yes,
this?
Yes, he almost got me.
Hey!
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
All right, well, Darling and
Yeah,
Sarah
Darling.
are totes kosher. Oh yeah, Zeke too. Look at that. Fuck.
Yeah, motherfucker, yeah.
So,
Ain't gonna do nothing
Connor,
to me.
you just you are shaking. You know, it's bath time. You know, oh god, I had to take one 2 weeks ago. You know,
Right.
like, but yeah, just shaking. So,
Come on, Connor, get in.
whoa,
Jesus Christ.
whoa.
No.
All right, Sarah gets the
God.
Joker bonus.
Ah, yeah.
Sarah,
Yeah.
it's time to attack the inky blackness.
Yeah,
I cast
it is.
fireball into the darkness. That's
All right. So Zaxxon's still is he on the floor?
no,
Is
he's up. You guys have run
Is it-
upstairs. You're in the dorm at
Yeah.
this point. You followed her.
Well-
Darling is under the covers on the bed, but you all are. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no, that's right.
but,
He was
like,
wrestling. Yeah, he's
Zeke
wrestling
borrowed-
the darkness.
Yeah.
Yes, he's not on the floor anymore, but yeah, he's on top of the hump of shadows that he sees again as wet trousers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go on over and like.
Just swing for the
golf
fences?
ball- yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
With my
With your frying
cast iron
pan.
bat.
And that's at a +4.
Oh, okay.
Well, hey, look at that. Boom. I mean, that is with a
Do I
raise.
still roll
So
again?
now damage plus a d6.
Okay. I'm not sure if I put this in right, so I'm just gonna. Let's see. Yeah. Is that?
Yeah, that's fine.
look
Yeah, that's your
right?
strength plus
Okay.
d6, yeah.
Hell
And
yeah.
then give me another d6 on top of that.
Okay.
Oh, give me another d6 on top of that.
Yeah, Sarah.
Oh,
Yes, sir!
give me another d6 on top of that.
Yeah, boy.
There we go. All right. So that is a hit
Fuck
with
him up.
raise, right? Which well, no, that's Jesus. That's what 9.
So this is a descendant of Jeremiah, right?
6,
Yes.
that's 15. That
Oh
is.
man.
Oh my God. 21, 24 versus his toughness of 7. Yeah, so he shrieks, right, and reels, and you clocked him right across the face, right, and it is clear the side of his face is smashed and dented in, right,
It is.
and he, like, looks at you and looks all like, ah, and then attempts, like, waves over his face, right, and then seems surprised when nothing happens. Eh? Eh? Right, and immediately disappears into shadow again, sucking.
Does he like slink back down?
Yeah,
like,
he goes immediately through the holes in the floorboard, just a pool of
fuck.
shadow, and disappears. But appears as though he was not able to soak the wounds. Maybe due to the innocence of youth. Maybe it's due to the power of belief. Out of character, the sack man soaks any wound made by an adult.
Ooh.
Oh.
It was the power of incest.
It's the power of incest. Just don't ask how they get the wound. Cause everybody hurts. Sometimes. They're violated by the sack man. It's 1880 and y'all are orphans. If you think you're not, I mean, hell.
Stop it right now.
So,
Let's go get him.
Fuck him up.
yeah, let's go kill the fucking sack man.
We still got a
Oh
sack.
man.
You still have his sack. Yeah, no, he was surprised that he maintained a wound and slinked away.
He's just the man now.
Yep, just man.
Oh no,
Darlene
el
pops her head
hombre.
out of the cupboards and said, "Did you get him?"
So,
Maybe.
a
Oh my
person
God, to the
who
floor.
slays the sack man gains his barley sack and the ability to use it. But you have to become harrowed, excuse me, and you provoke a fear test in any child that sees you. Yeah.
Oh.
Why the fuck would we want that?
Yeah. No, well, because the sack allows you to take any target child-sized or smaller with a successful fighting roll and completely
Like
incapacitate it.
Santa?
Like Santa, yeah.
And we could make
Nah.
him give us presents?
Yeah.
Oh
let's
my
do.
God! Are you gonna sack Santa? Because that is totally an option.
Oh.
I just
Father's
want you
wheels
guys
are
to
turning.
know. Final boss, Santa. Ho ho ho! Hey, what the fuck? You know.
Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus.
It's a critical role Christmas special with chutney.
Hey.
Connor's chutney.
So, what's the game plan?
Alright,
Sack man
guys.
got frying panned. You have his sack. You heard Santa earlier.
We gotta go
Nobody's
get
really
him.
leaned out the window to verify what they heard, but simple athletics roll would do that.
I mean, does someone want to hold on to my legs and I can like lean out?
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Oh damn, you got it.
Excellent. Yeah, so moonlight shines through a ragged break in the clouds, and at the crest of the roof sits a shining miniature red sleigh, no larger than a wheelbarrow. It has brilliant silver runners, and hitched up to it is a team of 8 tiny reindeer, stamping their little hooves impatiently.
Are they like the size of cats or something?
Yeah,
Or
just about
dogs?
cat-sized. Yeah, small dog. right? And they're huffing with little indignant bursts of steam from their nostrils. Give me a notice roll.
Ah, my Achilles heel. Or my funny bone.
No.
Yeah,
Oh.
of course.
Connor, you notice that a large amount of snow was knocked from the roof, but there's a clear track of trampled snow, tiny little footsteps, ascending to the high chimney whose hearth is located in the playroom on the first floor.
Darling, give me the bag.
What are you doing?
Why?
Santa's downstairs.
Why do we want Santa in the bag? He's real big,
What are
right?
you
He's
doing?
supposed to be big. Didn't you
Judging by
shrink
his
down?
size 2 shoe, he's really, really tiny. You should see these cats that are flying on the rooftop.
Give me another notice roll. There are several toys spilled out across the roof.
I'm gonna go
Roof.
get those.
Yeah, another athletics
fuck.
roll to have you climb out there.
Leave the sack.
Oh, and you fall to your death.
Fuck.
I do not.
It's third story
Oh.
up. He falls in a twisted, ragged heap. The
I bet.
sound of his neck cracking like celery stalks being
It was nice knowing you, Connor.
He evacuates his bowels, the white snow turning yellow and brown as he twists and gasps. Yeah, his
Oh my
pulse
God.
fading as these eyes fix on a point in eternity.
I did not fail.
No, no,
Okay.
no. You can only grab 2 of the 3 toys with that roll.
Oh.
Third one's
did I
out of
get?
reach. You'd have to literally get out the window and.
Well, I will give the 2 girls in my 1880s or 40s or whatever
1880.
80s.
orphanage a toy. And so
Aww. That
These
is
holidays.
so precious. One of
So
them
precious.
is a nutcracker,
That's gross.
and the other one is a little corn husk doll.
Okay. Well, darling can get the doll. But we're gonna go.
We gotta go get the
check
bad
on
guy.
Santa. Yeah. We
Cause
gotta
like
pick
maybe,
Santa, you guys.
yeah, we gotta go. And maybe he's like Santa, and if you don't believe in him, he goes away.
Darling and Sarah, I need a fear check from both of you.
Okay.
-2.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh,
It's always that
fuck.
one.
Oh,
man, Sarah.
You both are shaken
Fuck.
as the toys that Connor just got you leap to life. The nutcracker gets a malevolent scowl and tries to bite your
God.
fingertips, Sarah. And the little sackcloth doll scowls at Darling
This
and
is
goes,
like
"You're
Nightmare
ugly!"
Before
I'm kicking
Christmas.
out the window.
Yeah.
I'm kicking them out the window right now.
Kicking
Damn.
Chucking
them
them out.
out the window. That makes sense.
Drop kick
I
him.
want to stab Santa.
You want to stab? Just stab Santa. Just fuck him. Fuck these toys.
He's
Let's go
put-
murder
Gotta
Santa.
ask the toys questions.
If you put on
Come
Santa's
on.
skin, you are Santa.
I want to climb up and steal his wheelbarrow.
His little tiny.
Oh my
sleigh.
god, you guys.
I mean, it's an option. I don't think the little reindeers will fly for you, but you could get up there and be like, "I'm the captain now," right? Maybe stab tiny Rudolph, you know, like just to send a message to tiny Donner, Dash, and
Yep.
Blitzen, all them, you know. How you gonna navigate now? Just cut his nose off, leave the rest of him, you know. Now you know why I've never been
Right.
adopted, is you stick it on your face. Yeah.
It's fine. There's a reason why all 4 of us are here. There's
Right.
a reason.
Yeah, I think
Alright,
we should go
so-
and nab Santa. That seems what.
We're
Like
gonna
what we
reset the
do.
So
turn
the
order
toys.
here
What
because
are
these
they
toys
doing?
are going to attack you all. Sarah, you are unshaken and were joker-rated. So, let us get a fighting roll against the nutcracker in your hands.
Okay. Ooh.
And that
Hey,
is
girl,
a
okay.
4, and it has a parry of nope. You try and hit it, and it opens its little mouth and bites your knuckle.
Okay. Could I attack it?
You could, I mean, you just tried with the fighting roll there. You tried to punch it, and it just
I was
bit your
gonna
knuckle.
throw it
Oh.
out the window or throw
Oh,
it
well,
against
that's
the
fine. If
wall.
you want to throw, that's different. Yeah, just give me
Yeah.
a strength roll.
Okay. Oh, what roll?
Strength?
Strength. Okay.
Yeah, no, it has a D4 -2 strength, so it goes, fuck you! As you throw it out the window.
Awesome.
Connor, the little sack doll is calling Darling ugly.
Oh, that is just not nice.
Nobody will
That's
ever
not
love
your
you.
job to do.
Yeah, I will try to snag it from her and throw it out the window.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, give me a strength roll.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, again, it has a
own it.
D4 -2 strength, yeah. It goes, she's still ugly! As it goes
Only
out the
one person in
window.
this family gets to call Darling ugly. It's
Right.
not you.
So, it's pretty obvious now that, Santa went down the chimney. You know, you had the path leading up to the chimney there, the little tiny sled up there. Which means the chimney goes down to the first floor playroom, the living room, the central room, which is
Let's
also
go.
where you think the sack man might be waiting, next to the
We gotta
old
go.
So
cannon
you
bomb.
said. Where was this? The third floor? You said.
Second floor.
Okay, but is there a third floor? I think you said
There's like
third
an
floor.
attic, you know?
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's.
The third floor
Santa!
when I was gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He went up 10 feet just to make it work.
So,
God.
Merry Christmas.
Jesus.
Guys, I want to roll up the sack, like,
Put it in your
like, you
pants.
know how you roll and sort of like roll it up to a point that's like a makeshift belt.
Okay.
And shove it down your pants and be like, hey, I think I've hit puberty.
Sure.
And then when the sack man
meant-
tries to get it, you call the cops because he touched no place.
There you go. That's our plan, guys.
Got it.
I'm just gonna tie the sack man's prized possession around my waist and hope he doesn't tear me in half to get it back.
There you go. No, but just like fold it.
This
make
Christmas
it really small,
episode's gonna be
tuck it
really
away.
fucked up if I end up murdering a 7-year-old by tearing them in half. I'm just saying.
Excuse
All right,
you,
let's
I'm
go
8.
down.
Oh, my bad.
Let's go downstairs.
Let's go.
So the 1870s were
We're
this
folding
crazy
that sack,
time. I mean, the
Reese.
Civil War was really it was still raging, you know, like the divisiveness. It's hard for somebody born in the, you know, what, like 1873 to really process, you know, the whole experience there. It was,
Yeah, we can't even read.
yeah.
Holy night, motherfucker.
And nobody
So-
likes Christmas presents.
Before we go downstairs, Darling keeps a little like thumbtack of jam under her bed because she wants it.
Thumbtack of jam?
Yeah,
Of what?
yeah, jam. She sneaks into the kitchen and she gets
Jam.
the thumbtack.
Oh.
And then, because like they don't have cookies, so she dips her finger in the jam. But she's gonna
Oh.
dip her finger
What
in
the
the
fuck
jam.
is a thumbtack of jam? I've never heard that unit of
Not
measurement.
a thumbtack, a thimble. That's what I meant
Oh,
to say.
okay.
Okay.
I was like, what the
thimble.
fuck? So she's stabbing some jam, like, this'll make it easier to hang up my Pink Floyd poster. Like, what? A thumbtack of jam. Okay, no, now I'm with you. All right, a little tiny bit of jam.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm losing it. And she's gonna put the jam on her face like war paint.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn.
He won't eat me if
she's-
I'm sticky.
And she's gonna get real like hulked up, and she's gonna have the teddy bear in one hand and whatever object in the other, she doesn't really. I think that
The teddy bear comes to
Darling's-
life and says, "Your mother sucks dicks in hell." No.
Darling's gonna look at Zeke and say, "Here," and she gives him the knife, and she takes back her fire poker.
Fair.
Sounds like a fair trade.
All right. So, there are 2 fireplaces in the Hawes home,
Ooh.
both on
Mhm.
the ground floor, the one in the kitchen and the other in the playroom.
Are they like two like
Yeah, back to
that
back
kind
kind of deal.
Okay.
Alright, it's not an open thing, you know, where you can
Mhm.
like see through to the other side, but yeah, they both share the same chimney stack.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it would make sense that he would have gone down the fireplace in the playroom, because that's where your guys'
Yeah.
Tannenbaum is, which is a,
Was
know,
it,
it's-
I'm like, was it Christmas trees thing back?
yeah, it's a German
Yeah,
tradition.
Tannenbaum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Okay.
a Christmas tree yet, but it was a, Tannenbaum. You burned a Yule log. There was all kinds of stuff you did.
Yeah. I'm sure Miss Howe and her family is German or something, and then you brought the tradition here.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a humble little tree, decorated with popcorn and cranberries on a length of thread, nothing special.
Delicious.
Hmm.
Should we wake up the old rapey lady?
Bat.
I mean, she's
Say
gin
anything?
drunk, and if you're like, guys, the sack man's fighting Santa Claus, she's just gonna whoop your guys' asses and send you back to bed,
She'll put me in the closet again. I don't want to go.
Oh my god.
Cause she's
Guys.
stuck in the closet. Oh wait, I can't reference that anymore. Never mind. Yeah.
He's the.
I was just standing here, sexually violating people that were too young to consent. Please, won't somebody get me out of this jail cell? I just can't believe he got it. 30 years, though. Come on. Like,
Well, when you repeatedly say the
Yeah.
person's age during
Yeah.
the video,
if I was,
Yeah.
It's just,
if I was like Aaliyah's guardian, I'm just saying she would not have died in that helicopter wreck. Never mind. So, back in the 90s,
oh god.
R. Kelly married a 15-year-old girl named Aaliyah, who then died in a helicopter accident while filming a music video, and it was all very skeezy, and he should have gone to prison then. But, that's actual sexual
Apologies,
child
bitch.
predators as opposed to, these pretend ones.
make-believe.
Hmm.
I'd rather be violated by the make-believe ones.
Yeah, well, sir, yeah. No, Hunter, thank you for clarifying that you would rather be imaginary rapes than real. Yeah, no. Yeah. I hope that's just the status quo. I'm just saying.
So you never know, Some people are into weird
Ah,
shit like incest.
no, I think, well, that's true. That's true now you mention it. They like to burn incest.
Well, guys, I think
Oh my god.
now is a good
guys.
5-minute break. Is
Oh,
now
yeah.
a 5-minute break?
Yeah, no, we can get a 5-minute break in there now. And we will definitely not spend that time burning incest. And then we'll come back here for the final confrontation in front of the Tannenbaum,
Showdown.
where you guys say, we'll give you your sack back, just give us Santa, and like, he makes the trade, and then you hold a knife on Santa, and you say, all them fucking presents, fat boy.
You're
But,
gross.
we'll be right back. Willkommen, willkommen. Thank you for hanging out. We are back and ready for the stunning conclusion of the Deadlands Reloaded very special Christmas episode, The Fright Before Christmas, in which these brave young orphans have finally confronted the sack man who had been menacing their orphanage for several months when they realized that he was en route to bag Santa Claus himself, the 3-foot-tall elf responsible for the delivering of gifts to all the boys and girls across the whole of the planet, including those in orphanage. So, you all have made your way down into the parlor room, and it takes a second for your eyes to adjust to the dimness, but then you see them. Wonderful gifts wrapped under the trees, dolls and wooden soldiers wrapped in bows, stockings stuffed with oranges and other treats of 1880s caliber, you know.
Mhm.
Oh wow, this orange has a cinnamon stick driven into it. That counts as candy,
Yeah, totally.
but
It's a delicacy.
right, deli, it's your only fresh fruit
Delicatessen.
for the whole year. He's
Yeah.
evidently discovered the true meaning of Christmas.
Literally.
Right? So, and then you see him, a jolly little sleigh driver, dressed in fur from head to toe, no taller than 3'1", his red clothes all tarnished with ashes and soot. He clenches a
One
tiny
second.
stump of a pipe, and wreaths of smoke encircle his head. Fat and red-cheeked and chortling, the little man beams at you.
Santa?
He smiles broadly as a column of inky blackness appears silently behind him.
Santa, look out!
Santa.
I throw my knife at it. I sit on it.
And then you critically
Oh,
fail,
no.
the knife sinking into Santa's soft throat.
I run and belly flop again.
No, so, alright.
Am I still shaken?
No.
Okay.
Actual, they slapped the sense back into you.
No.
The Sackman is manifesting, and strangely, he has his sack again.
Fuck yeah. Get him,
I
Zeke.
had it.
Zeke,
You
what
know
are you
what?
attempting to do with your athletics there? This is just, you can't roll and not tell me.
I want to, like, fucking head bump him and get him on the floor again.
So you are sprinting past Santa to flying headbutt the 7-foot-tall man made of shadow. I just want to clarify here.
I love you, Santa. You're a great inspiration. I say as like I run into the.
You made me do this, Santa!
Powering
Bomb.
on. Mic
And-
on.
Oh, god damn it. I am really just over this tonight. In the name of all that is holy and sacred, I mean, come on. Come on, give us just 50 more minutes, you cocksuckers. Can you hear me? Yes, alright, you can. Excellent, here we go.
That we heard.
Yeah.
So, he goes flying headfirst into the shadow that does not fully apparate, and definitely,
Yes.
this is for you, Santa! And goes smashing headlong into the Tannenbaum, causing it to crash down into the floor in a heap.
Uh-oh.
All right.
You've ruined Christmas.
Yeah, now Santa's pissed. He turns at you and goes, "These gifts are mine now, you little bastards!"
Well, I want to end up on whatever this manifesting on the floor again.
The,
Just crawl my way towards it.
Shadow raises something that could be called an arm, right? And suddenly, 4 of the toys that were placed under the Christmas tree come to attention. And there are 4 evil toys in the room with the
No!
sack man who is now apparating. And they will all go after you guys once again. So we will get the
Motherfuckers.
initiative order here, reset and turn order, clearing action cards, and delivering action cards. Bladam! So Zeke,
Come on, Zeke.
you stand up
Big Z,
in the
come on.
pile of the Christmas tree to see that the sack man has in fact apparated once again fully, looking like, well, in your case, I suppose that wet pair of trousers again, because it is your worst nightmare. But the toys have come up, and since this is the climax, it's fear level 4, so we're going to need a fear
fuck.
roll from everybody at -4.
Fuck.
I'm never scared.
In fact,
Fuck no, you aren't. Shit.
hey, not bad.
That is
Zeke
very
and
exciting.
Connor are fine, but Sarah and Darling, the gals got shaken.
You won't touch me there, Mrs. Whatever your name is.
No saggy pants for me.
Darkness.
Hello, darkness.
I just.
My buddy,
Okay.
my buddy, my buddy, my buddy touches me where I pee.
Oh god.
All right. So, now that we've established our like 500 sex with child joke, I need to get a banner, right? And just start keeping track, you know? And we get to the 100th reference of having sex with a child under 10 in an episode. It's like balloons and glitter come down because honestly, I'm pretty sure we would get it like twice a month. We'd be like, oh shit, you know? Hire a band, just have them ready, you know?
God,
All right,
this is the worst.
Zeke,
What's up?
you stand up, and there are 4 toys that, again, with a strength roll, can just be hucked through a window or into the fireplace that's burning, or any number of things. And the bag man.
Okay, I wanna chuck them all into the fireplace, but
Well,
before
one.
that,
One at a time.
well, okay, fine, one, God, what a wet blanket over here. Okay, Zeke wants to turn around and say, Santa, he was trying to attack you, and I'm gonna pick up the first toy I see and just throw it into the fireplace.
Well, he's a ho ho ho.
A strength check, right?
Yeah, strength check.
I can't. I can't.
You know, I'm actually gonna roll this one because it might do that.
He could, Ace.
Yeah, he could ace, and he does not. Nope, yep, you pick him up, and he goes, fuck you, kid! And you toss him into the fire, where he screams
No cussing allowed.
horrifically. Like, as the lacquer catches and melts, right, and reveals the wood as it chars beneath. I mean, his little mouth's going. He's like, I'll see you in hell! Like, it's like, and it goes on for like 45 seconds. It's like everybody stops and is like, Jesus Christ, right? And it burns!
Yeah,
Oh
to me.
God, it burns! You know? Merry Christmas again, everybody. Just
And the
alright.
sack man just pauses like, oh my god.
Sarah, remain shaken, I am afraid. Not even from the initial toys coming to life, but again, the horrific sound of, I can feel my eyeballs melting! You know? Why did they give me pain receptors? You know?
Why was I built to feel pain?
Connor.
I'm gonna throw one in the fire as well.
Yeah, right. Strength roll. Ooh, gonna roll this one too.
Mm.
Oh, nope. Yep, he goes into the fire. And this one's actually like, I actually like this. It's my fetish. I had to die. I'm glad it was burning. Merry Christmas.
I can't.
Darling is, oh my God, shaken.
Oh shit!
That's better than shaken, in fact. That's gonna be stunned. It's just her. I mean, you've never seen anyone burn to death before, and then you've never seen anybody satisfy themselves while burning to death either. I mean, his little nutcracker's out.
It's a knife first, darling. It's
And
a
his
knife
hands
first.
are just carved wood, but fortunately they're shaped like this, so I mean, he's good to go.
Wouldn't it be flat? Because, okay, just.
Maybe, well, now let's
No.
think of the logistics here. Now, they also have that little lever in the back. Maybe that's how they pleasure themselves. He's just rubbing his back up and down against the wood,
Go on.
We're talking
Right,
about
yeah.
the toy jerking itself off.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, yeah, everybody here, all 7 or so, oh my God, there are 7 people watching this. All 7 people watching this have been sitting to us debating the mechanics of how were a nutcracker to reanimate, whether or not it would masturbate via the lever in the back or its pre-carved C-cupped little hand. That's what they sign on for. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Yep.
Quality
What?
material.
So, koala chlamydia. Boom. Yeah. So,
No, I actually
darling.
watched a video of a woman save a koala from a wildfire, and all I could think of is, don't touch it. You'll get
Right?
chlamydia."
You're gonna get chlamydia, lady. What are you doing?
I
Don't
saved
pet
a
it and
koala.
rub your eyes. You know, no, I'm just.
I saved a koala from a fire and all I got was chlamydia.
How about that t-shirt, huh?
Right. Show us on the character sheet where the DM touched you and koala chlamydia. One of those is going to be
I feel like
any.
we've
I
been at
mean.
that topic before. Chlamydia.
Oh, thank you,
I'm
Drew.
returning back.
You magnificent bastard. Drew just gifted a sub to God Mode, who is watching. Thank you for watching, God Mode. We love you.
Hey.
You guys, you're the wind beneath our wings. All of you. It's just magnificent. Apparently, koala chlamydia references in the child sex. That was worth a gift sub. Boom, right there. You know what I'm saying? So, we know what Drew's into, for sure. But,
Oh, Jesus.
let's finish this off here. Or not. Because, so we still have 2 little toys in the room and the sack man at this point, who all get to go now. We're going to put the little toys first, because none of them have yet had an opportunity to really, be like, we're little
Play.
toys. And
Yeah, they just die.
well, I mean,
Honestly.
I don't, not to be like that, they're not going to do a lot better here. But, so, ooh, they're
If a
resistant to
nutcracker
damage.
aces
Oh.
and murders me, I'm gonna be very sad.
That's what, yeah, well, and you know how he's going to do it, too, with some nutcrack. I mean, he's going to bite onto the vitals and go, blunt drama. Oh, my God. Could you imagine being chewed to death via the nethers by a
Oh my
wooden nutcracker,
God.
though? Like, you add that to the screaming that's happening in the fireplace right now, and I mean, this whole
Oh,
thing is this is
Jesus.
just fucked. This is, my God. But, alright, next round. Sarah, up!
Please.
Oh, wait, no, I forgot. What am I doing?
It's the toys in it.
Its toys are going, yeah, so. Man, this has been crazy tonight. Especially since it's like not in Fantasy Grounds. I'm doing all this off a PDF. So, the
Are
first.
any of these toys for the old lady?
No, these are all gifts for kids.
Okay.
Although one of
So
them
no-
is
no
vibrating. Yeah, no, it's a massage. It's a. Well, no, it's like a hysteria relieving device. It's a medical aid.
A personal massager.
A woman gets hysterical and
It's a
she needs
neck
physical
massager.
manipulation to align the humors. She has too much of the, I don't know, lady phlegm. The yellow humor, we'll say. But, moving on.
Please. Please move on.
Shouldn't it be her hysterical, though? I mean,
Oh,
damn.
Jesus.
Let's let him take it back. Assalamu alaikum, ladies. We're with you. Merry Christmas. That's my gift to you. I'll never say hysterical again. It's her hysterical from now on.
Yep.
You know what? And when I'm
Hashtag
referring to
feminist.
characters like Joan of Arc, her story too. Boom. See?
Wow, Will, the true ally.
Hey, you know, as a straight white man, it is literally the very least I could do. Okay, no,
What an ally. Thanks.
you know,
So
yeah,
much.
you know, I do everything.
Wow.
My wife really appreciates me on that level. You know, we subvert gender roles here. You know, but what is there fighting? Oh my God. Da da
Two.
da da. It's no. Oh my God. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. So,
7.
it's a D8.
Oof.
So the first one is going to leap at little darling and
It's gonna
roll
hit.
a 5 against her parry of 4, which hits, which is strength plus D4. They have a strength of D4 negative 2. So D4 plus D2. You know what? It's a D4 plus 2. Congratulations. That's not how the math really works, but I don't give a shit. I'm not programming a macro for a one-shot.
Yes!
3, which does not defeat your toughness of 4 somehow. And it just wounds you verbally, you know? It says,
I mean, I'm stunned, so I can't really hear.
you'll never get adopted! Ah! Like, that's the second one is going to attempt to attack Connor with its fighting of D8. Ooh, and it rolls an 8, which is aceable. Nutcracker's gonna kill him. 3, so
Yep.
that is, your
Just one raise.
parry, I forget, is 4. Oh, good lord. Yeah, so that's a hit with a raise, so he's dead. I mean, we just,
I'm not
Nutcracker's got his bits, and he's just gonna chew him off right now. And also, why so many Nutcrackers? You
Wait,
know,
is
like,
that
I
a
know it's
D10?
1880. D8,
You know
what?
they have like the hoop games. Do they have the little paddle balls?
Yeah, one of the little balls on a string is attacking you. It's bouncing itself ever closer ominously.
Sorry, computer's issues. What is going on?
That's fine. You're not being attacked right now. Connor is being attacked. So that will be strength plus D4 plus D6. And its strength is again 2. So D4 plus 2 plus a D6. So we will start with the D4. So that is 3 plus a D6. That is 4. Ah, damn it. I'm a foot tall nutcracker.
Yep.
So, yeah. Does not beat your toughness. The third one goes, we're just kind of more like mentally ominous than we are an actual tangible threat. And with that supposition in his mind, is going to leap upon Sarah and attempt to, get the bite on there. Ooh, and rolls a 7, which beats the parry of 4, but does not get a raise. So it is strength plus D4, so D4 plus 2. Oh, good. Oh, sweet mother of God.
Fuck me.
And that is a 13 on the
Ooh.
damage roll against your toughness of 4, which is 2 wounds. I mean,
Is Sarah dying?
Sarah
Oh
is currently bleeding out, is what Sarah is. The
None of
my
us have
God.
medicine. We're fucked.
yeah, that paddle and ball worked its way over to you and just managed to get itself lodged in your throat. You were like, what is that? As it bounced into your face, and now you're unconscious and choking. Yeah, no. Somehow this nutcracker has incapacitated you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
But you rolled on the injury table and got a 14
Okay.
on your vigor roll, so the injury goes away in 24 hours and you are not bleeding out, is what that means.
Okay.
That's good.
But we will see what you got on the injury table, because that will be an effect that's going to come into play for the rest of
Wow.
this. And somebody still does have to be like, hey, you're hurt, get up, you know?
Do me roll an injury?
Yeah, give me, where the fuck is the table? I thought I had it
Got it
already.
here.
Okay, yep, roll it out. So, your agility die is reduced to a D4.
Okay.
It bit you in the gut, which totally makes sense. So I will just bloop. There you go. We have that taken
Okay.
care of. You are no longer incapped, but you are seriously wounded from this nutcracker-related injury. And somebody will need to be like, hey, you gotta, oh my god. Get up, Sarah, we need you.
Sarah, please.
Sarah, no.
Sarah.
Uh-oh,
No.
Connor's
Yeah,
going. He
something
saw
there.
Sarah get bit by the nutcracker and gets
Ooh.
that Joker rage. Don't get my
Yeah.
future girlfriend because she's the only girl I've ever been in proximity to in the same age bracket, you know?
Yeah.
I am obviously gonna throw this thing in.
Yeah, strength roll. Yeah, no, that will likely do it. I'm still gonna roll it. Just because I'm feeling cruel.
I rolled a 1,
Oh!
so I figured it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, that was at a -3 there. Should have been a -2, but it was a 5, and you got that there, 6. So, you still beat it, yeah.
Toss him into flame.
And this one's going, God damn it, it's getting crowded in here! The first one just now stopped screaming, you know? It's a little tiny wooden skeleton, and like a... So, Zeke, there is, one more toy, and the sack man. And Santa,
Alright.
of course.
Sarah, get up, please. Please. Okay, and he's gonna throw the thing. Actually,
This is how this works.
so
Kick,
mean.
wake up!
Zeke is really rude. Oh, no, why?
You're a
Okay,
fish.
he's gonna taunt you.
Taunt her to get up?
Well,
Yeah, no,
you
he's
didn't
not.
do a good job at it.
He's gonna be like, you're old and ugly, and she's still like unconscious and bleeding. It's just not helpful. Just,
Oh well.
just not helpful.
Yep. That's an athletics for the toy.
Strength.
All right.
Strength roll to pick it up and toss it in the fire. Ooh, I am
What?
definitely rolling that. Oh, and the toy grabs you and says, "Not so fast,
You in the
fucko."
fire.
What the shit?
Well,
What was?
fuck right off, toy.
Well, no, you already
You're
got
in
your taunt.
flavor
You no, no,
town
sir.
now.
No, sir. No, sir. No, you literally
Oh,
went to
man.
grab it, and it grabbed your finger and put you in like a finger lock.
Finger
Like, I know
roll.
martial arts, bitch. I studied wood can go.
Oh, Jesus.
And Sarah remains shaken from her
Critical failure.
horrific. Yeah, no, that should actually make you dead again. But we're not gonna actually kill
It's a
any of these
one-shot.
children tonight. Darling, you are no longer shaken.
Boy.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Oh Lord.
That's right, bitch.
That's right, bitch.
I'm a bad bitch. Can't kill me.
Ho, 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 motherfucker.
Tears her nightgown off. It's just prison tats and nipple clamps.
Oh god. Okay. So,
I didn't pick the orphan life.
orphan life picked me. Okay. Charlie is gonna walk up to one
and she's gonna pick it up by its little legs and just pound it into the fire.
Write it
Just-
down,
yeah.
motherfucker! Yeah, no, yeah, it's strength roll.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's 100%, yeah. Whip that last one in. Well, no point to, no, you already did it. You got it the
Oh, I
first time.
did?
It's dead.
How-
He
okay,
did.
I don't know what I did. I don't know what's
He
going
crawls
on.
out half on fire, and this one they gave just enough like manipulation for him to be able to flip you the bird before he passes
Fair.
out, right? Like, really, I mean,
And-
for 1880, amazing articulation in the hands, right? To have independent finger movement like that. Yeah.
But
Ghost
then
Rock
I'm just-
accelerated action figures, science,
I'm
by like.
holding my fire
140
poker ready
years.
to go. So.
Yeah. All
um,
right, excellent. So now it's just the sack man, who again has his sack and is going to attempt to sack Santa.
Uh-oh.
Wait, Zach still has the sack, doesn't he?
No.
he
When
got
the
a new
sack
sack.
man reapparated, he
Oh,
got
New
the sack
who
back.
dis?
New sack, who this? But
Where was?
people give me a notice roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I, or am I like?
Yeah, you
You're
can.
dead.
Okay. Well,
There's 3
Connor
wounds, though.
and Darling and Zeke all still notice that his face is still mashed sideways.
Hmm.
But he manages to roll pretty well against Santa, so we will have to see what Santa's fighting
Fuck.
roll is,
Come
because
on, Sienna.
I'm sure
ass.
Santa's
Oh,
like,
man.
I have martial arts.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but
Let me show you my elf foo.
Frog-a-ma-bra.
Oh, he literally has no, he is ho ho unskilled. He says, I am fucked. Oh, maybe not. Oh, but no, he's still definitely fucked.
ma'am.
Into the sack he goes. Santa is bagged by the sack man, who looks at you all and hisses again.
You let go of Santa.
And if you'll recall, Santa is 3 feet tall, child size.
Yep.
Darling lets out like a war cry and just starts like just bull rushing this guy.
Yeah, he's gonna grab you in air. You're gonna do the Arya Stark knife drop.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
Oh, I subverted your expectations there, didn't I? Boom.
Mm.
How you doing, Unfixed?
Yeah,
So-
really?
The sack man has Santa, and we are moving on to what might be the last round. If he can make it out the window, Christmas might be ruined forever.
Fuck.
But not if these plucky orphans have anything to say about it. Sarah remains shaken.
God
Darling
damn it.
is no longer shaken.
I don't know how I even got
Fuck.
shaken before, but okay.
Which is weird because it roll
Didn't you
natural
roll out
one.
of shaken before?
No,
I am not sure. It
already
doesn't
shit
it doesn't
and-
matter.
It doesn't matter. It's a one shot. I charge this guy and let
Yeah.
out my little.
You're gonna leap off like the table.
Like fucking Santa.
Oh man, that's
And
gonna be the
just
nickel jar. That's Mrs. Howe wakes up at that. What, darling? What? No.
I'm
Yeah,
just
she's gin
charging
drunk.
him.
It's yeah. So all right, fight and roll against the sack man. Oh, so close.
That was like one off again.
Yeah, one off again, but he is the sack man, and he is a grown ass, supernatural entity. Zeke.
Fuck him up.
Zeke, get him.
Zeke
Yeah.
wants to punch him and also like leg lock him, like wrap his body around his leg.
So Zeke is going to use his advanced WWE,
Yeah.
He's doing like the little kid, like hold on to the leg.
Oh
thing,
yeah,
like, where
okay,
you
that
can't
makes
move.
sense. You're gonna wrap yourself around one of his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a strength roll. Oh shit, you might actually do it. You do himself. You fix
Yes!
yourself around one of his legs, which will mean he can't abscond with Santa currently.
I bite on his leg. No, 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 no.
Yeah, all right. Give me a fighting roll
Little
at a
ankle
-2.
biter.
Multi-attack there.
Doesn't
Yeah, I know.
matter.
I mean,
It's
it does
just
exactly
rubber.
what you would think you would do a 7-year-old's mouth. Just, you know. He is nonplussed. He definitely seems to want to abscond with
But he
Saint Nick.
can't.
Connor, he's
We've
got
got
Santa
him.
in the bag, man.
Get him.
I'm going to throw my knife at him.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that
I-
makes
I
sense
got
with
his
one of the
leg.
kids on the leg and Santa in the bag
Gang
there.
up. You get +2.
It's a one shot. Do it.
Melee, you get
Give
+2
no
in
fucks.
Well, yeah,
melee.
melee. If he runs melee, he can get a +2
Right.
and stab him,
Yeah, but
which is better than an unskilled throw.
I have an athletics score of 6.
Well, I thought throwing was its own thing, but never mind.
It is in Deadlands, but we've been using athletics all night because it's a one-shot
Okay.
and it doesn't matter. In Savage Worlds, it can be, in the new edition, it's governed by athletics, but throwing is still a skill in Deadlands. I'm not sure if they're going to change that in the new edition or not, but they haven't yet. And so I need to scroll down here, and yeah, that's a successful toss. Let's get the damage roll.
What would it be?
Strength plus D4.
All right, so
D6 plus D4.
yeah,
Come on.
give me a second.
Oh shit.
Oh
Yeah,
snap!
boy!
14. Boom.
Get fucked.
Fuck yeah.
He has a toughness
Okay,
of
now.
7. Oh yeah. So the knife sticks right in the middle of the sack man's chest and kind of quivers for a second, and he drops Saint Nick in the sack and falls to the ground, right, like pawing at the knife in his chest, seemingly like shocked that these
Shove him in
children,
the fire.
with
Shove
their
him in the fire.
innocence, have managed to wound him. And
fucking
Saint Nick
spray
says,
his ass
"Quickly,
into the
put
fire.
him in my bag," and tosses the sack out to the assembled group. Next up is Darling. Darling, do you take Santa's bag and plunge it over the sack
Yes.
man's head?
Do it.
Yes.
Give me a fighting roll.
Oh god.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck him up.
Oh wait,
Fuck
I
him
get
up.
+2 because melee, right?
Yep. Well, and his parry's different now. He's clutching at a knife
Okay.
in his chest.
Every little bit counts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that shit doesn't
Yes.
matter at all.
Fuck
Little
yeah,
6-year-old
gang.
Darling sprints across the room, snatches the bag, and plunges it over his head, and he says,
I
"Wee!"
hardcore
Ew!
to the
And you can
side.
see as the bag goes over his head that he breaks apart into little fragments of white light. It seems to just completely disapparate him, and as it goes down to the ground, there's nothing left but a little pile of ash.
As she does that, she's gonna say, "Feel the Christmas spirit, bitch!"
Yeah.
And just kills them.
So yeah,
It was Starling.
Yes. Done.
We need
Did
new
it.
toys.
yeah, no, that makes sense. So, boy, Santa says
Am I
that.
stabilized?
Yeah, oh yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Everybody's fine. It's the spirit of Christmas. Yay!
Sarah dies
Yay.
alone
Yeah,
in the
no.
corner.
She's bleeding out and she coughs up blood as Santa comes over and he says, "You can't make an omelet without breaking some candy canes." Scene. No.
Merry Christmas, Santa. Merry
Alright.
Christmas, everyone.
Oh,
Wait, Santa? No, I'm casing the joint.
Oh.
No, but he's got that
depressing.
like he's like, "What? No, I'm a criminal midget."
I was just about to say that.
So,
Oh,
Um,
Jesus.
Boy, he is grateful to be rescued, and he stirs his bag for a second and dumps out a single lump of ghost rock that is shaped like the Sack Man, right? In like a Han Solo Frozen Rictus kind of deal.
Yes. The cryo.
And
What's it called?
so much for the Sack Man, he says, and he continues to lay out presents under the tree for you guys. And then he looks at you and also, you've been very good this year, and touches the side of his nose, right? And then poof, up the chimney he goes. And up on the roof, you hear Saint Nick give a sharp whistle to his team of reindeer. Hoofbeats clatter across the gables, and you hear him exclaim as he flies out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." And no longer afraid, and looking forward to the bounty of presents that await you in the morning, you all sleep well for the night, and are never adopted due to the tall tales and inherent secondary trauma that you all experience from the events of this evening. In fact, they invent a new brand of electroshock therapy
Oh, God.
just to try and treat this group hallucination that they're sure happened here.
So I try to sneak in and murder that lady in her sleep.
Yeah. Why can't we just let it end nice? We can never let it end nice.
But I rolled a fighting roll, natural. I guess it's more bath time for me. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you for tuning in for our Christmas-themed one-shot. It was Christmassy. I mean, there was Santa,
yeah.
there was
Certainly
Christmas
festive.
mythology, there was, yeah, no talk of incest or, child exploitation or the conditions
No.
inherent to the typical orphanage in the 1880s. So it was a very fun and pleasant evening. Thank you so much for the sub gift, Drew. Of course, you complete us. Thank you for the viewing, God mode, et al., etc. We appreciate each and every one of you and try and demonstrate it ourselves by building up this collaborative network while we stand on the shoulder of giants. There is one more show left for the League of Gentlemen Explorers in 2019, and then all of our shows will be transpiring in the distant year of 2020. Doesn't that sound, that's like 2020? Ooh.
It makes me feel old.
Yeah, it's either that or
Yeah.
Dateline, like 2020. But tune in this Friday for the last episode in 2019 of Dead is Better, our zombie survival horror apocalypse live stream phenom event. They spent the last week in rapt indecision in the confines of a high school and still find themselves there. So it'll be fascinating. Or maybe I'll Christmas one shot that. Maybe we'll be in another zombie town. I'll make them play somebody else and it'll be Zombie Santa, right? Who knows? Who knows? We had fun tonight though, and I hope you had fun too. Thank you so much for watching, and from the League of Gentlemen Explorers to you guys, may your dice always roll hot. Just have a great night and happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.